This is the Russian sleep experiment. In World War II, late 1980s, the army wanted to make their soldiers stay awake longer, so they took 5 prisoners of war and told them if they accept when the experiment is over, they can leave the army. So they reluctantly agreed. First day, the scientists notice they have not slept at all. The 4th day has come, and they turn darker. They start talking about wars, bad dreams, and more gases they've seen. Then day five, men start showing signs of psychosis. They start talking to themselves and things that are not even there. They get annoyed of each other, so they start whispering stories in the intercom. Scientists, of course, know about sleep deprivation. After day 5, the mind can turn on a person. Hallucinations can seem real and horrifying, but they wondered if it was the loss of sleep or, well, the gas itself. The suspicions of the gas was more solid on day 9, when one guy just started screaming and howling like a banshee and running up and down the room. So much, he broke his vocal cords. After a few hours, he squeaked like a children's toy. A few more days passed, and there was an eerie silence, and the men could not be seen from the cameras. They were alive since the oxygen levels said there were 5 living men, but where are they? The scientists didn't want to interrupt the study, but they had no choice. So they said into the intercom, We are opening the chamber to test the microphones. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor, or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you immediate freedom. They heard one of the men over the intercom. We no longer want to be freed. What was this? Have they been getting ripped on the gas and now are addicted to it? The researchers said there's nothing to do but open the door. So they opened the vents and let fresh air display their reduced stimulant. But what they heard next was insane. They heard the men screaming again, pleading for gas. WTF, one of the Russians thought. Those guys are really hooked. They opened the doors on day 15, and to their surprise, they saw one of the men dead. There were chunks of his skin ripped off and stuffed into the storm drain. There was orange water on the ground. The wounds on the survivors looked to be self-inflicted. One of the men tore his skin and muscle from his own chest to show his lungs and were eating themselves. The scientists called for backup, not daring to go near the wreck. The soldiers arrived to help remove the men. The extraction process was not so fun. One of the men ripped out a soldier's throat right out. 5 soldiers lost their lives. A few subjects took their own after the event. Once the subjects were out, the doctor injected enough morphine to subject a Canadian moose. But the men still fought like wild beasts. One guy bled out, still screaming. Give me gas. I need gas. The doctor had some bones broken during the spectacle. The other 3 eventually strapped down in a safe facility. The doctors were talking about it. That wasn't supposed to happen, was it? The doctor started repairing the men and gave 2 of the men anesthetic, and they died when they fell asleep. While the doctor was repairing the 3rd one, he saw there were 9 bones broken and muscles torn all over his body. Then the doctor thought that 2 deaths were enough, so he did not use the anesthetic. Then he patched him up. The head surgeon said, The head surgeon said he should not be alive after what has happened. A doctor commented that the man was smiling at her the whole time. The general thought of that put them back on the gas. High, but they're okay. If not a bit hyper and paranoid, we can work with that. Once back on the gas, they were fine and dandy, but then something strange happened. The monitor had crazy brain activity, but then it suddenly flatlined. And then, dead. The last guy in the study room with the other seemingly dead on the bed. But 3 researchers were in the room. Suddenly, one of the doctors shot the general and the subject, screaming, "I don't want to be locked in here with these things." "Not you. What are you? I must know." "The man that got shot, but not dead." Have you easily forgot? We are you. We are the darkness that hides within you, begging to be free every moment you're alive. We are what you hide from in your beds every night. We are what you lock up when you go into that nocturnal thing called sleep. Sorry, this is serious. That was almost the end, but with good reason. The doctor shot him again. And that was a handful. But that's the Russian sleep experiment.